G'day guys, welcome back to another 7 meals in 7 days for under $100. This is the 4th video that Dave and I have done, and this time I've created the meal plan and I've headed to Aldi. We apologise in the delay for getting this video to you. We've been away in Queensland and these videos are so time consuming to film, to edit and then upload. Throughout this video I want to share some budgeting tips as well, but first things first, let's get into the first meal. So it was chicken burgers. This is a favourite in our home. We have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. So I grabbed the chicken breasts from Aldi and they had lots of variety there in what kind of schnitzels you wanted. You could get frozen ones. These ones were fresh. And I was hoping to get some hamburger buns, but they didn't have those. So I went with the Turkish rolls and then just cut them in half. Now, one of the key budgeting tips for meals like this to save money is to use the same items again and again. So you will notice our salad keeps repeating itself with spinach, tomato, Lebanese cucumber. I bought this sauce as part of it. I think in a future video it would be worth using some pantry staples. As one of you guys said to me, even like the real meal plan ones have like rice wine vinegar in their pantry essentials. So I might just have to bump that up a bit. This whole meal cost $15.48, as you can see at the bottom left hand corner of your screen. The next one I did was sausage rolls. So using some of that Turkish roll as the breadcrumbs, some pork mince. I went the pork mince because it was cheaper. Italian herbs, bought that, the puff pastry. And then to make my salads a little bit more interesting, I've gone with the feta. So all I'm doing here is just blitzing up the breadcrumbs so that I can combine that together. And I do tend to make sausage rolls and use fennel seeds, but here I'm just like totally winging it. As you can see, added some breadcrumbs, added some Italian seasoning, and then some tomato sauce, and then putting it all together and rolling it up. Now the kids love this meal. This was a real favorite and it was so simple to do, guys. I put it in the oven at 190 degrees Celsius and then I just started checking it at that 20-minute mark, and I just kept putting it back in until I was happy that the puff pastry was nice and golden. Like I said, a really popular dish and super delicious. This dish was a total cost of $13.23, but there was leftovers obviously with the tomato sauce, and it works out to be just over $3 per serving per person. So very affordable. The next dish is butterflied chicken with veggies and rice. So there were lots of different options in Aldi's for chicken. I went with the boneless butterflied chicken and the Greek style, and it's 40 minutes per kilogram. This is delicious. It is so full of flavour and everyone really enjoyed it. This has frozen corn kernels. I was going to buy corn on the cob, but at Aldi it was exactly the same price, so I went for the one that I got the most value for with just the corn kernels rather than paying for the cob as well, because it is worked out by weight. This meal could be made cheaper again by just using some white rice. I'm using the red and brown rice in those packets. However, it could be done cheaper. The next meal is butter chicken, and as you can see, I've split that chicken thighs, so I'm getting another meal out of it. I also got broccoli, and there's quite a few veggies in this one, then the butter chicken simmer sauce, and then that rice again. The reason I got broccoli is it is an absolute favourite with my 5-year-old, so we eat quite a bit of broccoli because she enjoys it. I often eat frozen, but when I filmed this video, fresh was cheaper. So as you can see, I've browned the chicken and then I'm adding in the butter chicken sauce. Now, the longer the sauce goes in there, the more flavoursome the chicken will be. So just keep that in mind if you really want a deep flavour. Then I chopped up the broccoli, added that in, added the corn kernels, and then added in those winter veggies. So this is jam-packed full of veggies, and it was just delicious. This is a meal that we will do again, affordable and delicious. We really like to bulk up meals by putting the vegetables in the actual dish. Of course, you could do it as a side serve, but I just find if the vegetables are coated in that sauce as well, they're more likely to be eaten as just part of the meal. So this butter chicken has given us leftovers, so I'm going to be doing butter chicken pies with salad. I've shared before a whole marathon video on the pie maker and all the different dishes you can use from it. The thing I definitely remember is you need to be aware that you actually can't fit a lot in each individual pie. Please excuse my disgusting pie maker. It is dirty. It needs it clean. So here Dave's just chucking some salad on the side, and there's the pie. This was so good and delicious. It's just such a fantastic way to have the same kind of dish again, but just package it a different way, especially with the kids having it as a pie instead of as butter chicken. They feel like they're having a different meal. And as you can see there, I use the puff pastry again. So I would very rarely have 2 pastry dishes in the same week, but because I'm doing this challenge, you've got to use the same ingredients again. So yes, we had sausage rolls and then we had pies. The 6th meal we're having creamy mushroom chicken pasta. Now I was hoping to do pesto pasta, but Aldi did not have the pesto, so I've gone with the creamy mushroom. And I'm using the final third of the chicken thighs. So that 1 kilo of chicken thighs went into 3 main dishes. Once again, just bulking it up with more vegetables. I just followed the instructions here because I bulked it up so much with veggies. We actually got to have it for lunch again the next day. That's the thing about these dishes, is that there was a lot of leftovers, and there was even food left over at the end. Like I still had some feta, I still had some salad stuff, and the frozen veggies, the winter veggies, as well as the corn kernels. And we also had broccoli fresh left over as well. This dish cost $10.15, so about $2.50 per serving for this meal. But like I said, we got leftovers as well, so it was even cheaper. Now I let this cook for ages, so the chicken was quite poached. The total cost of this meal was $10.15. This is quite a common meal that the kids will have at childcare. And the final and most expensive dish was this Salmon Wellington. So I was going to get a side of salmon because I wanted some fish for the week, but then they had this on for Christmas special, so I grabbed that. Big piece of broccoli as well as some rice. And I just followed the instructions. It was delicious. We basically had half a plate of broccoli, some brown and red rice, as well as Wellington. This is a favourite with the kids, and yes, it is another pastry dish, but we wouldn't normally do that. As you saw, this week ended up costing me $91.75, which is a massive saving, which is clearly under the $100. So here are the others as well. So there's 2 from Woolworths on live and delivery, and Dave has done an Aldi one as well. Thanks heaps for watching. Bye.